It's thinking, and we're live. Hey, here we are. Good morning, good day, hello, happy Wednesday, or I don't think because it's so early in my day. I don't know where you'd have to be in the world for it to already be Thursday. If it's Thursday for you though, hi, happy Thursday, you guys. Hello, I'm so happy to see everybody. I love doing these lives and I come on and I'm like doing my thing, getting ready, and I notice that there's already people here, already people who have liked the video. Thank you for that. So fun. Comments already saying hello and good morning and good day. Kay is here and Esra is here and Ada is here. Good morning, Shirley. Asha has a really good question. I love this one because you guys, this is something that I think lots of us are thinking about at this age. Asha says, hi, Paula, hope you're doing well. I am, thank you. But that's not the question. How can you calculate fat in your body? Though I have lost weight, I still have belly fat and it needs to be reduced. And I think this is such a fascinating question that I know that I personally totally rely on my gadgets and my numbers and my data. Like I love my smart scale that tells me, how much muscle I have and how much water I have and all of the different numbers. If you don't have a smart scale, it's totally fine. I just happen to like the numbers. You don't actually have to calculate your fat. You never need to know that number, honestly. I mean, at some point, if you have weight to lose, you have fat to lose. And I mean that nicely because your body doesn't, generally speaking, it doesn't store energy as bulky muscles. It stores energy as fat. So if you have weight to lose, you probably have fat to lose. Knowing like a percentage or anything like that, it's not super important on your journey. There are a couple of things that I will tell you about belly fat really specifically. Number one, what we're going to start with is if you are a healthy weight and are, generally speaking, comfortable and happy in that weight, feel good, etc. It's not your best and most reliable, and here's where I'm gonna go with this, is that when you're just picking on one part of your body, it might just be that you're picking on one part of your body, and part of what can help you accepting your body, making peace with your menopausal body, is simply accepting that your body might look different than it did 20 years ago, 30 years ago. My body looks very different. I actually weigh the same as I did in high school, and yet my body looks very different. Gravity has won this war. My body looks very different than it did in high school. So my first piece of advice is take a look at how you're talking to your body and just really, really make sure that you are looking at yourself with love and compassion and kindness and not just picking on one part of your body. Having said that, if you find that you are a healthy weight, but still notice that you're carrying weight in your middle, the number one reason why we carry weight in the middle is because of stress. And there are lots of reasons why you might have stress. It's not all mental stress, like my boss is a real jerk to work for, things like that. Sometimes it is because we are exercising too much and or eating too little. Yes, I know that you have heard your whole life in order to lose weight, you've got to move more and eat less. But at this age, during menopause, that can actually lead you to gaining belly fat because of stress. Exercise is stress. That's not necessarily a bad thing. But when we are exercising right over what our body perceives as its moderate limit, it's stress, and it's stress that your body isn't clearing out. That's the real issue here. It's your body can handle stress. Your body is meant to handle stress. Your body can only handle X amount, and it changes over time. It changes depending on lots of different factors, like over time, but also like your mental stress versus your physical stress, things like that. So if your body can handle this much stress and you're giving it this much stress, I mean, even a little tiny bit over, your body's biological response to stress is to store fat for later, because the one and only thing we ever felt stress about way back when we were cave people was famine. Your body thinks you're starving. Even if you are actually eating enough calories, it's not necessarily because of eating too little. If you are eating the right amount but exercising slightly more than your body can recover from, it still perceives that as stress. So it will store belly fat in order to keep your organs safe for the long, cold winter. And when I think about it this way, like rather than being frustrated or upset that this is what my body's doing, it's like, thank you so much, body. Like, your body has this amazing adaptation. Your body learned that if it didn't store belly fat, we would die. The belly fat is how we are still here millions of years later. Like, thank goodness your body is that much of a miracle that it knows what to do if there was famine. Thankfully, there's not. I mean, thankfully, that is not our problem these days. But if it was, you'd still be alive. How about that? So amazing. So you guys, my response there is take a look at your stress in your life. It could be mental, it could be physical, it could be because you're eating not enough, all of those kinds of things. All of the different ways that we add that little bit of stress to our body might be just right above where your body can handle it and recover from. Just take a look at that. Maybe take your exercise down a notch. Maybe really manage your mind by managing your stressful thoughts. Think about what you control, what you don't control. Let go of things you don't control. That kind of work can be really, really beneficial to reshaping your body without exercise. Kind of fascinating, right? So, good morning, David. Good to see you. Hello, Marcia, listening while you're at work. Esther is here from Amsterdam. I love it. I love it. Shelly is here, says good morning. Hello, Cheryl. Just finished your 25th workout. Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. Congratulations to you. I love meeting milestones like that where it's like, okay, I can see that I'm able to stick with this. That is fantastic. I love it. Debbie is here and says, good morning. Mary Ann is here from Kentucky. Hello, MM. Always good to see you. Marie is here from Maine. Sweta says, hey, I actually follow your videos. That's fantastic. I'm only 26. I love it. I love it. You are welcome here at any age, my friend. I get comments like this a lot, and I love, honestly, what I really love is that at age 26 that you would even click on my videos. When I was 26, there's no way I would have. I didn't think that anything about that like applied to me. So I love it. You said that you have some knee issues and can I lose weight with your exercises? Absolutely, but weight loss doesn't come from exercise alone. Make sure that you actually download the ebook can I grab a link? I don't know if I can quickly. There's a link to my ebook in pretty much every single one of the videos in the description box. It's called the 5-0 Method, Weight Loss Over 50. Even though you're not over 50, all of the principles still apply to you. There's 5 different things that we do in order to lose weight. Eating the right number of calories, drinking the right amount of water, getting adequate sleep, exercising moderately, it is one of the things, and managing your mind. So there's 5 things that we do every single day in order to lose weight, and exercise is only one of them. But having said that, yes, my workouts can help you lose weight because exercise is one of the 5 things that we do. Sunflower, hello. I love your name. Susan from Cyprus. It's so good to see you. Victoria is here. I love it. From San Mateo. Hey, I know where that is. It's not even too far away. Sherry is here. Says, my shoulders and knees always seem to be popping and cracking during the warm-up. Is that okay? So possibly. I'm gonna tell you that I don't have quite enough information to answer you. Generally speaking, popping and cracking, my joints pop and crack all the time. The way that I've heard this explained is that it's just air in your joints that is completely harmless. It's basically like your joints are burping, which always cracks me up when I think about that. However, if there is any pain at all accompanied by that popping and cracking, absolutely go talk to your doctor. And if you feel anything just isn't quite right, like popping and cracking when it's going through its full range of motion and it feels completely normal, I'm going to say that we're fine here. But if it feels like, gosh, this is just really tight and it's popping and cracking, or, ooh, there's a little bit of something kind of painful in there, kind of sore, kind of not quite okay, talk to your doctor. Always, always, always ask your doctor about anything that you're not quite sure about. I understand that some of us are really reluctant to ask our doctors questions, but I want you to think about it this way. It's literally your doctor's job to take care of you. Literally. You are not wasting their time. You are the reason they are there. You, as their patient, are the reason they go to work. So you're not wasting time. You are getting your money's worth, frankly, if you're paying insurance and or paying them. Ask them questions. It's what they're there for. They went to school for a really, 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 really long time to be able to answer your questions. I I can do my best, but not a doctor. Did not go to school that long at all. And I can do my best to answer general questions, but anything about you specifically and about pain really specifically, go talk to your doctor. Hello, Learning Shalom. Good to see you. Ronnie is here from Arizona. Oh my gosh, I totally just skipped over a bunch of comments, you guys. If you have not been to one of my lives before, let me just start with this. Number one, I totally apologize if I mispronounce your name because it's gonna happen. I mispronounce names. And number two, if I don't see your comment, it's because of user error. I have a hard time finding comments. I do love to try and keep up with the chat, but you guys, so many of us here, and thank you for joining me today. But it means that sometimes I have a little bit of difficulty keeping up with the chat. So anyways, Ronnie is here from Arizona. Always good to see you, my friend. Eleni is here from Greece. And speaking of names that I'm probably going to mispronounce, I'm sorry if I got that one wrong. Cheryl is here. I love it. Adora Cat. Hey, it's your birthday tomorrow. Well, happy birthday Eve. That's so exciting. Judy is here from South Africa. Anne is here. Says, hello. It's difficult to get started when I'm obese. Such an interesting statement to make. Because that's not a question, it's a statement. And it's something that you're telling yourself that honestly, I'm not gonna argue with you about the truth of it. I know it feels true to you, but here's what I'm gonna tell you. It's an optional thing to tell yourself. We tell ourselves things like this, not even exactly like this, but like anything, all the time. We think things that sound really true, like we're just reporting the news. This is just how I feel about things. And yet, you don't have to think that. Somebody else in your exact same position might be like, oh my gosh, I feel amazing about getting started. I am super motivated and I think that this is gonna go just fine. Like, there are other options available to you. And it doesn't mean that they're gonna sound believable. Don't get me wrong here. Like, when we think the things that we think, they sound totally believable to us and therefore we believe them. Thinking something different might not sound believable, but opening yourself up to the possibility that you could think a different way about it can be really helpful. It can put you in a place where you can just imagine somebody else, and this is what I do pretty frequently when I'm faced with something that feels really hard. I imagine somebody else in the world for whom it's really easy. Like, sometimes when I'm doing something physical, I'm like, an Olympic athlete would think this was super easy. And it's like, oh, okay, then somebody can think this is easy. Somebody can think that this is doable. Somebody has done this thing that I am worried about doing before. I remember thinking that really specifically right before I went into labor, which I didn't go into labor, I was induced. But right before I had my first baby, I remember thinking, millions of people have had babies. People do this. Somebody else has done this. I can do this too, but I was completely terrified, as one generally is right before having their first baby. But this is what I tell myself when I am worried about something being difficult or hard or beyond me. Somebody else has done this. Somebody else in your exact same position, Annie, has lost weight and been successful and felt really good about it. Try imagining what they were thinking and feeling and doing and see if that's helpful to you to get started. Cool Cakes and Crafts with Amalia. Oh my God, I love your screen name. So fun. Also, says it's hard to get started and keep going. So interesting, because that's exactly what we were just talking about. What if you didn't think it was hard? And I don't mean that like because the thing changed and it's easier, but like, what if you just didn't tell yourself that? It would probably feel really different, wouldn't it? Umbretta. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful name. Hello from Italy. Tammy is here and says good morning. Marie is here. Oh, says, but once you start Paula's program, it's hard not to do it. It's fun. I love it. See, now that's really good advice. I like that. Thank you, Marie. Cindy says, oh, my shoulders have cracking sounds also. Okay, I love this. Everybody's giving some interesting, giving some, not advice, but personal experience. That's the word I'm trying to come up with. J.W. Smith says, what is the proper way to overcome a huge weight gain? One of the first things that I'm going to tell you is that thinking about where you are as a huge weight gain might not be helpful for you. Kind of like what we were just talking about how thinking that it's hard makes it feel hard. When you use words like huge weight gain, it already puts your mind in a position where it feels like a lot to overcome. It feels like, a mountain to climb. It feels hard or difficult because it's this huge weight gain. The fact is, no matter how much weight you have to lose, the first pound is the same as the last pound. It's always, always about being in a slight caloric deficit over time, exercising moderately, drinking water, sleeping, and managing your mind. One of the manage your mind tips is to not think about a huge weight gain or not tell yourself that this is going to be hard. When you do all those 5 things, honestly, weight loss is guaranteed. It's not hard or difficult or harder for somebody with a lot of weight to lose or harder for somebody with a little weight to lose. It's weight loss, and it's always weight loss, and it always comes down to doing the 5 things every single day consistently, and then your body follows suit. Your body's a biological organism. Couldn't come up with that word. I was trying to say mechanism. I knew that was wrong. Your body is a biological organism that follows certain rules. Now, you personally are your own expression of this biology. So the rules that your body has are, again, its own expression of the main rules. But the main rules that your body has to follow is to stay alive no matter what, to stay the same as much as possible, and adapt when necessary. When you give your body different inputs, it will respond differently than what it has been doing. So if you have had a weight gain recently, it's because of the inputs that you've given your body, not just food, but all of the inputs: food, stress, lack of sleep, maybe lack of water, maybe other biological things that might be going on with medications that you're taking. All of those kinds of things are inputs that your body takes in and makes decisions about. When you do something different inputs, your body will do something different in response. Jackie says, good morning from getting hotter by the day, Phoenix. Yes. I've been noticing that today too. So last week I was complaining about how it was like the end of May and it was still kind of chilly in the mornings and everything. And we're getting hotter by the day too. I like complaining about the heat though. I would much rather complain about the heat than complain about the cold. Anyway, says, thank you for doing what you do. You're so welcome, my friend. Ooh, heading to SoCal beaches. I love it. Love it. And actually not dreading the dreaded bathing suit because of your daily workouts. Good for you. And in fact, I will tell you that the reason you're not feeling dread is because you are thinking really good things about yourself. This comes back to what we've been talking about, thinking something's hard or thinking that you don't want to get into a bathing suit. Now you're telling yourself, of course I want to be in a bathing suit. I'm amazing. I love it. And look how good that feels. So awesome. Cheryl is here from Malaysia. I love it. Sarith is here from Colombia. Cindy is first time here with you. I love it. First live. How fun. Said first lie and then corrected it to live. My friend, I have gotten really good at reading things that you guys don't type the way you mean them because it happens to all of us. We're typing kind of quickly. We're typing on our phones, whatever. So I actually knew that you meant it was your first live. It's awesome. Chelsea is here from North Dakota. I love it. Beverly is here from Jacksonville, Florida. Speaking of getting hotter by the day, right? Kathy, hello. Busy morning, about to do my workout. Have to watch this later. Down 17.1 pounds today. Another new low. I love it. I love it. You guys, just in case you don't know Kathy, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about her. I know Kathy from Facebook. I'm trying to think, Kathy. I don't know that you actually really comment on the videos on YouTube very often. I don't know that you do, but over on Facebook, we have lots of interaction. You guys, if you do the Facebook thing, come on over to Facebook to the Killer Beehive. There is a link in this description box, as a matter of fact. The Killer Beehive is my private, really supportive Facebook group. It's not just my Facebook page, it's the Facebook group. Kathy has been there for quite some time now, and she and I have been through a lot together. And so she has been working and hit a plateau for a little while and was just holding steady, figuring it out, kept her mindset going just fine, and is now hitting another new low. So exciting when we're able to do things like that. Bell says, hi, Paula. Oh gosh, A Balk? I'm not sure. That's probably your last name. This is where things get tricky on YouTube as opposed to Facebook, you guys. On Facebook, I have to know your names. On YouTube, we get to write anything. Says, thank you for helping me to find my routine since retiring last year. Congratulations on your retirement. That's exciting. Joanne says, hello, been consistently working out with Paula for 10 months. So far, I've lost 22 pounds. Oh my gosh, and only 2 to 4 left to go. Good for you. That is so exciting. I love it. Judy Jetson is here. Judy Jetson, I used to watch your TV show when I was a kid, and then I've lost your comment. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Here we go. Here's Judy. Listening to you from work. Me too. I'm at work right now too. Hello, Lynn. Good to see you. Since I found your videos because I was searching for knee-friendly, low-impact videos. I love it. I do have plenty of those. JW Smith says, I gained 100 pounds in grad school and I'm looking to undo it. I follow your videos on a regular. I love it. I love it. Here's the thing about, honestly, truly, and I mean this, I get asked a lot about, did you ever have a lot of weight to lose? And I want you to know that a lot is really always your own perception. No, I did not have 100 pounds to lose. I had 30 pounds to lose. And I know that for those of you with 100 pounds to lose, you're like, oh, that's nothing. But I will tell you that it is all the barriers that we place in our own way. When I had 30 pounds to lose, I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think I was going to be able to overcome that. It's the same thought, no matter what the number on the scale says, that can hold you back. That thought of this is going to be hard. I don't know if I can do it. I'll never have the time or the energy or the motivation to stick with it that long. There's nothing about those thoughts that are true or real for somebody who has more weight to lose than less weight to lose. It's always true and believable when it's in your own mind. And that is the problem. When it's in your own mind and you totally believe it and you think, oh, there's no way I can do this, it might as well be however many pounds sounds insurmountable to you. It might as well be that when you believe that it's insurmountable. So I have a lot of empathy and sympathy, no matter what the number is on the scale for you, that feeling of, I'm not sure if I can do this. This feels hard. This feels like I don't know where I'm going to get the motivation from. Where you're going to get it from is inside. You have it inside you. And just so you know, every single one of you, no matter what your goal is, whether it's weight loss or something else, you already have inside you everything you need to get where you want to go. This is a thought that I draw on really frequently when I am facing something that I don't know how to do, specifically, my goal personally with my YouTube channel. I have no idea how to get to 1 million subscribers, but I also know that everything I need to think, everything I need to feel, everything I need to be able to do is already in there. I just have to tap into it. I have to find the thoughts that feel motivating. I have to find the motivation feeling to do the things that I need to do. You have it in you to fulfill your dreams. You absolutely do. Yvette says, good morning, watching from Los Angeles. I work out with you every day. That's so awesome. Judy says, I've completed 3 video compilations, my 3rd month of exercise, and thoroughly enjoying it. So fantastic. You guys, I can't tell you how happy it makes me that you are enjoying the videos. That was the thing that changed for me. Like when I lost weight for good the last time, 15 years ago, the thing that changed everything for me was finding exercise that I enjoyed. Because up until then, I liked going to the gym. I liked doing the things that, lifting weights and doing stuff, but I didn't like it enough to continue doing it when there was any kind of a barrier in my way. For example, having small children, or I'm trying to think of what other excuses I had. Oh, I moved to a new city a couple of times. Like I had all kinds of reasons why going to the gym just kind of totally fell off my priority list. As soon as I found exercise that I really enjoyed, which for me was running 15 years ago, it became a matter of, okay, what do I need to move around to make sure that I can get my workout in? Because my workout became my number one priority, and then everything else came afterwards. It was very easy for me to make mental room for a workout that I loved, that it was really easy to come back to every day. It made all the difference for me. And it's the way that I've been able to keep the weight off and keep fit and feel amazing at this age because I still love it. I still have a good time with it. So yay, I'm super happy that my workouts do that for you. Cheryl says 2 months, 25 workouts down, lost a solid 8 pounds. Awesome. Really dislike the flappy arms. Should I concentrate on the videos that target arms? No, you should not. That's my quick and dirty answer. No, you should not. There are 2 things that I have to say about this. And actually, this is kind of interesting because my advice is very similar for the belly fat question. If you have weight to lose, continue losing weight. If you are a healthy weight and you are just picking apart your body, I strongly suggest that you stop doing that. And I know that that's much easier said than done, but truly, when we look in the mirror with the objective to find flaws, we'll find them. You'll always find them. Your brain is like the most obedient dog in the world. And I often think about this when I notice that I'm seeing something a certain way, that I'm seeing a lot of my flaws. The reason your eyes will find the flaws in your body is because your brain is asking, what's wrong with my body? When you are asking yourself, what's wrong with my arms? What's wrong with my body? You'll find all kinds of evidence that there are things wrong with your body. And I say this lovingly, you guys. There is nobody on earth who actually has a perfect body. There are plenty of people that we think, oh gosh, that must be so nice. If they ask themselves when they're looking in the mirror, what's wrong with my body, they can find something wrong too. Your brain, when you ask it a question, it will go fetch. It will go fetch whatever answer is trying to corroborate what you have asked. When you ask, or even if you're telling yourself, oh, my arms look kind of flappy, your brain is going to continually find the evidence that that is true. When you tell yourself, my body is amazing. It's a miracle. It looks fantastic. Can you believe that I have this body at this age? Wow, I'm awesome. Your brain is going to find all kinds of evidence for that. And I know that right now it might not sound like it, but your brain is that much of a miracle that it will find evidence of whatever you ask it for. Why not ask your brain why you look amazing? Have you ever thought about that? Like, we're so used to looking for flaws. We're so used to finding fault with ourselves. What if you asked yourself how amazing you are and how gorgeous you are and waited for those answers? Wouldn't that be phenomenal? The third part of my answer is very practical. Here's the thing about targeting your arms. Truly, you are better served by doing full body work, because full body work works all of your muscles. Your arms, I mean, truly, like just the arm part, your biceps and your triceps, those are really tiny muscles. Like just doing biceps curls, I know. I literally just did biceps curls yesterday with my son because he loves biceps curls. And I always laugh at him for it because biceps are not big muscles. He's like, yeah, they are. Okay, but as compared to, for example, your pectoralis muscles, your latissimus dorsi, which is those big muscles in your body, your gluteal muscles, for example, your hamstrings, your quadriceps. I was pointing to the wrong one, but you can't see that. There are so many muscles in your body that are so much bigger than your arm muscles. When you work your big muscles and get toned with your big muscles, your little muscles are always helping them. So when we're doing full body complex work, you're using your arms. You're toning your arms. If all you're doing is 10 minutes of like just arm work, honestly, you're getting so much less work done in that amount of time than you are when you're doing a full body workout. Even if the time is the same. I said 10 minutes as though you would stop at 10 minutes. But even if you did, let's say 30 minutes of arm work, you're probably still doing more and better for you work by working your whole body. Partly because your whole body always works together. When you do body part specific exercises, you're almost ignoring the fact that your body is one organism, that it all works together. And I know it sounds really weird to think that working on your balance or your leg strength would have anything to do with your upper body, but it actually really does. When your body works together as one, all of its parts get more efficient and better and stronger than just doing like isolated biceps curls, which again, I did yesterday and I'm a little bit sore. Chris says, I have serious knee issues. Your workouts have helped me get back on a workout track without hurting. I love it. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. And just because this is a general audience, I am going to say, I certainly hope you saw your doctor about that. Because I'm assuming because you say you have knee issues, I'm assuming that you have talked to your doctor and been cleared for the kind of work you're doing. But I just want everybody to know, you guys, in case you haven't realized it, I am pro doctor. I am pro physical therapy. I want you to see a professional who can talk to you personally about your snaps, crackles, and pops and all kinds of pain issues and things that you have with your mobility and all of that. Like, go talk to your doctor. But also, yay. Yay, I'm glad the workouts have been good. Patty says, my husband and I work out with your videos each morning. I love that. That is so fun. David, tell me about your 1600. Oh my gosh. 654 last Wednesday. Oh my gosh. Even if I wasn't in my best form. Dude, of course that was your best form. Are you kidding me? I'm so proud of you. That is such a good time. Best time I could get. And that makes it the best. So proud of you. So awesome. So Rich says, how to avoid storing fat? Okay, so this is, it's a simple question, kind of a complex answer. Here's the thing about your body. Your body makes decisions that you don't always have control over. The only way to know what your body is doing is to really pay attention. The way to know that you're in a place where you're like exercising slightly too much and or eating slightly too little is to store fat. And it is to notice that, hey, you know what? I'm not getting the results that I'm looking for. I'm trying to do this thing where I'm moving more and eating less, and yet I feel tired and achy and I'm kind of injured or a little bit, and I feel like I'm storing belly fat. Like, that is the way to know where that line in the sand is. And then you just dial it back a little bit from there. The way that I figured out that I was doing too much exercise, because I totally was, is by doing a little bit less. Okay, how about this? How's my body reacting to this? Okay, still storing fat, still not feeling good. Let's dial it back a little bit more. The way to avoid doing something, it's difficult to avoid because until you are doing it, you don't know that you are. When you are not storing fat, let's say, then what you're doing is awesome. Keep doing that until such time as you are getting different results. When you are getting different results that you are not looking for, that's when you need to figure out, okay, what needs to change here? If you are not currently storing fat, then everything that you're doing is awesome. Keep doing it. If you are currently storing fat, my suggestion is that you start with your number of calories and looking at the moderation of your workouts. Most of the women I work with, frankly, are coming from this place where they love working out or they've been working out and they really feel like they have to work out harder. If you have never worked out before, working out at all might even feel like too much. Dial it on back. The fact is you can lose weight without exercising at all, and keep that in mind because it might come down to doing what feels like very, very little in order to get your body in a place where it is comfortable and capable of losing weight. It might be that any exercise for you right now is a little too much stress for your body. That's totally okay. Where you are right now is not where you're going to be in, 6 months or 6 years or 6 decades. Which some of us don't have 6 decades left. But point being, where you are right now is simply where you are right now. Figure out where you are right now. Start working towards getting the results that you want, and then keep paying attention. You are always an experiment of one, and you are always the scientist paying attention to that experiment. You guys, I see that somebody gave me a super chat and I want to say hello. Josephine, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I love the little panda. So cute. Thank you so much for your super chat. I really, really appreciate that. You guys, okay, I see that there are more questions. Let me see how many I can get to. Monica says, hello, good morning. Thank you for helping us. I find myself paying so much attention to my body, core, posture, etc. all the time. I love it. I'm 47 in Chicago and learning a lot about my menopausal body. That's so fantastic. Paying attention, honestly, it's like my secret weapon. You can do anything if you find out how to pay attention. When you're paying attention to your body, paying attention to your results, paying attention to how you feel, paying attention to what you're thinking, it's the answer to everything. I love it. So awesome. Tangerinka, whose name I love, says, hello and thanks for all the amazing workouts. Did you ever have troubles with having too low of body fat? Me personally, no, I have not. And that is such an interesting question. And in fact, generally speaking, Okay, here's where I'm going to start with this. If you personally have too low of body fat, talk to your doctor. Like that's you know I was going to say that, right? Like I feel like we have really established this at this point. If you personally have too low of body fat, check in with your doctor, because if it's not something that you're doing on purpose, that definitely is something that needs to be addressed, because it might mean that your body is doing something that needs some medical intervention. If you have personally gotten yourself to too low of body fat, generally speaking, that means that you might be having some kind of struggles with like anorexia or body dysmorphia, something like that. And again, honestly, my response to that is talk to a professional. Start with your doctor first, just to make sure that, that your health doesn't need intervention right now. But talk to a mental health professional about that to get you the personal attention that you would need. Generally speaking, the human body very rarely has too low of body fat. Like it's a far more rare condition, I guess is the way I'm going to say that. And again, generally speaking, I'm trying to think of any medical condition that I'm aware of that brings your body fat too low. To the best of my knowledge, getting your body fat too low is because of things that we are doing and not from like a medical condition. So again, my advice with talking to a mental health professional is going to be my best advice there. Oh my gosh. Okay. How can I click on this? You guys, I'm learning things. Jackie, there it is. Jackie with the dancing pear. I love it. The aerobics pear. You are amazing. Thank you so much for the super chat. That was very generous and very much appreciated. You guys, do you know that you're the very best audience in the whole entire world? I was thinking about this when I was going live this morning. Like, I don't even worry about like spammers coming on or people like leaving rude comments on the live stream or anything. At some point I might have to worry about such a thing, but you guys, you're just the nicest. You're the nicest. You're the most supportive. You're the kindest. I really, really appreciate being able to hang out with you guys. Siobhan says hello from Southeast England, and I hope I came close to pronouncing your name correctly. I knew a girl named Siobhan back in college, like the first college I went to, because I've been to a few. And I feel like that's the closest I'm going to get with my American accent. How about that? Marianne, it's good to see you. Larissa is here from South Africa. So good to see you. Monica says, oh no, I already read Monica's. Okay, let me see if I can figure out where we're going. JW Smith says, how much is too much or too little exercise? Again, a great question. Thank you so much for asking all these questions today, JW Smith. I appreciate it. So the only way to really know how much is too much is by doing too much. And I say that so lovingly. Your body will absolutely tell you when you've done too much. Too little, I'm hard pressed to say that there's much I can say about that. Too little would be if you were literally doing nothing ever. I know that there are lots of us who have this fear of the sedentary lifestyle, who, work at a desk and are like, oh my gosh, I'm so sedentary. Even people who are sedentary get up and go to the bathroom, get up and maybe get something to eat, get up and walk around a little bit. I mean, there's a real fine line between like not doing much and telling yourself, oh my gosh, I'm too sedentary. There are messages all over, out in media, out from people on social media, everywhere, about you're not doing enough. The fact is, you are doing what you are doing currently, and being really okay with where you are currently is the thing that's going to help you become healthier in the future. When you are worried, oh my gosh, I'm not doing enough, I'm doing too little exercise. Excuse me. When I tell myself something like that, like when I have this thought like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing enough, I will tell you that the first thing it does to me is make me feel really like defeated. And when I feel defeated, I do even less. When I feel defeated, I sit in a chair and I wallow in my own misery and I ruminate on, oh my gosh, I should be doing more. And then maybe I'll like go on Pinterest and like think about how I shouldn't be doing more and all that kind of stuff. Like when we tell ourselves I'm not doing enough, it actually creates for us a situation in which we are not getting the things done that we want to get done. So rather than worrying about, oh my gosh, am I doing too little? What you're doing is what you're doing. be totally okay with what you're doing right now and have an eye to, you know what, maybe in the future I could do more when I'm ready for it. When you're ready, like mentally and physically ready, you will do more because you'll be mentally and physically ready. If you don't want to do more right now, don't do more. You're totally okay exactly where you are, and work on getting your mind in a place that doing more would be okay. That is like my number one trick. And also, oh my gosh, there's another super chat here. Let me say thank you so much, Lydia. Thank you so much for that very generous super chat. I really, really appreciate your support. It says, you are truly amazing. Thank you. Love your work, your workouts, but most of all, your lovely personality. Thank you. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm blushing now. Please, please continue to make videos and shine like you do. You got it, my friend. I have zero thoughts about quitting this job. Do you know how much I love this job? I made this job out of nothing. Out of nothing. One day I was sitting around, I got out a camera and I was like, let's just see what I can do. Let me put this on YouTube. Like, I made it up. Obviously there were other people who were on YouTube. It's not like I made up YouTube, but I made this job for myself. I created a job. I helped the economy in a very small way. I only employ a couple people now, but the more that I do this, I'll be able to employ more people. I am creating jobs. Such a fun thing to think about, right? So awesome. Thank you so much from Belgium. Warm regards from Lydia. Thank you so much. So sweet. Oh my gosh. And then here's, oh, Lisa, thank you with the little fox. So cute. I have no idea why I was just thinking about foxes last night. Oh, I was thinking about foxes last night because I'm reading a book that was talking about foxes. That's where it came from. I was reading something really recently. The reason I'm talking about foxes right now, you guys, wildly unrelated to fitness. The super chat that Lisa gave me, thank you very much for that, has a little fox that's saying thank you. I Googled foxes somewhat recently because I was talking to my husband and he and I, we were on a long road trip. And you know how you have those conversations on long road trips? And we were like, are foxes dogs or cats? Like, we couldn't tell. Like, just you know, I'm sure I learned this at some point in time in my childhood, but I didn't know for sure. Well, foxes are dogs that behave more like cats. And I love them for that because I love dogs and cats. And I think that's hilarious. So thank you, really, especially for the little thank you fox. It was adorable and totally made my day. Thank you for that. Asilda, look at how beautiful your name is. Says, hi, Pahla. Your workouts are very informative and effective. That is awesome. Thank you so much. David here, who is not David, says, Bayla here. I was exercising with you, tripped. Oh my gosh, went flying into the wall and broke my arm. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm so glad it wasn't worse than that, but how terrifying that must have been. I'm so glad you're okay. And you're saying, I hope I will be able to go back to doing planks and push-ups. Give yourself plenty of time. Make sure that you talk to your doctor, of course. And make sure if you do have any troubles at all, talk to your physical therapist. They can get you right as rain, but oh my goodness. I'm so glad you're okay. That's so scary. I don't like falling. It's a little outside my fun zone, which is why I work so much on balance. Lisa says hello from Portland, Oregon. I'm so grateful to have found your channel. So awesome. Oh, you're losing weight again and feeling great. Woohoo. Sarah says, whoops, I forgot about the live today. And yet you're here, so you didn't forget too much. I'm glad to see you, Sarah. Barb says, anything to add to your program recommendations for a fit 61-year-old? Just keep swimming? I love it. I love it. Here's the thing that I have to add for you, and here's what I'm going to say about this. You never need to do more, like literally ever. However, if you want to, you enjoy it, and it gets you the results that you want, and most importantly, you're not injuring yourself, you can do as much as you want. You can add anything that you want. And I love that you describe yourself as a fit 61-year-old. Doesn't that feel amazing? For those of us who don't always think about ourselves that way, imagine really believing that you are a fit, however old, it doesn't matter about being 61, a fit, however old you are, person. Doesn't that just sound glorious? I love that. Super happy. So no, I don't really have anything to add. Like, there's nothing more you need to do. Enjoy yourself. Enjoying yourself is the best part of any kind of a program, and good for you for that. Siobhan, another Siobhan, says, my first live from Ireland in day 27 of the WOW, and boy, my waist has shrunk. Yay! My scales are broken, so I don't know what weight I am. No worries about that, but I might have lost with the inch and my waist is down 1.5 inches. Good for you. Congratulations. That's such awesome results to be able to see things like that. Weenie, oh my gosh, what a beautiful name that is. Says, hello, Paula. I love your workouts. I look forward to it every morning, following you from the UK. Is there a best time to do certain exercises for weights and cardio? I love this. Yes. The best time is the time that it works for you. There's a long-standing debate about whether or not you should do cardio first or weights first, or whether or not you should work out in the morning or the evening. I personally 100% subscribe to the notion that you should do what feels good to you. And here's why. You don't ever get results from one workout one time. You get results from working out over time consistently. If you had told me before I started YouTube, frankly, that I would ever be able to work out later in the day, in the afternoon, I wouldn't have ever started working out. I've always been, not always, it's not true at all. That was really funny. I used to work out at night. When I was young, I worked out at night because it was very social. I went with my roommates and it was fun, and there was always a party afterwards. Probably negating some of the health benefits of the working out, but that is what it is. But I used to love to work out at night. And then I became an adult and had babies who woke up at dark 30. And then I started working out in the morning, and it felt really good, and I loved that. And there was not a party afterwards, but it felt like it started my day on the right note. So I have thought about myself traditionally as a person who works out in the morning. And that's lovely, except for the fact that I can't film at 5 o'clock in the morning when I would prefer to work out. I have to wait till the sun comes up. And I'm saying this, technically speaking, yes, I could be in a room where I could set up lights. I could film at 5 a.m. I don't, and I don't make that a priority because it's easier to film when there is sunlight in my living room. So I do tend to film at 11 o'clock, noon, sometimes 1 o'clock in the afternoon, not usually later than that, but at a time when ordinarily that's not when I feel energetic or my best until I started doing it. And now at 11 o'clock in the middle of the day, I'm I could kind of go for a little bit of activity. Your brain will adapt to whatever you can fit into your schedule, and you will get your best results from fitting it into your schedule and being able to work out consistently over time. That was a long answer for a really short question. Oh, Stacy says, I can't wait for the June series. Have you considered doing 2 full weeks instead of just 1? Okay. I totally lost where you were because something else came up and I don't know what happened to it. Let me answer what I can remember of your question. I apologize for this. Oh, this is so weird how it skipped ahead. Okay. I have considered, and I actually am considering slight changes to make at some point in time in the future. For me personally, I would be surprised if I went to 2 full weeks of workouts, because of my production process and just because of how long it takes to do each one individually, as far as making the thumbnail, creating the workout, doing the workout, sending it off to my editor, getting it back, all of those kinds of things. It's a little bit, it is my job, but it's supposed to be time consuming. That's not meant to be a complaint, but thinking about sustaining that over the long haul with 2 weeks of every month having workouts, not sustainable, honestly, for the long term. It's why I do 1 30-day series at the beginning of the year. Last year I did 2 because I had the body shaping series also. But that's a lot. Just so you know, it's a lot for me to be able to put together 30 days at a time. And so doing, basically half of that every single month, probably not in the future. However, I will tell you that when I put out a poll, was that just last week? And a surprising number of you responded that you actually work out 3 to 5 days a week rather than the 7 that I post of the full week. So I have considered doing a 5-day series. And if I do that, then I might do it more often. I'm still kind of noodling that out, to be honest with you. As of right this minute, I'm committed to finishing out 2021 with the 7 days and then the rest of the weeks having the story videos. But I am open to changing that schedule at some point in the future, for example, 2022, since I've committed to it for 2021. And we'll see, honestly. Oopsies. I'm gonna put somebody in timeout. You guys, this is so funny because this is just what I was saying about how you guys are so supportive, you're so awesome, you're so wonderful. And then here are some comments from people who need to be removed. I love it, you guys. Karen, good to see you. Catching the live late today. Good morning. It's always good to see you, my friend. Ezra says, I wonder which muscles work differently with indoor running. I love this question. Okay, so I get asked actually quite a bit about the difference between indoor and outdoor running. And the difference is that your form is slightly different. You are still using all the same muscles, but you might be using them in a slightly different range of motion. Therefore, they are similar. You will get a lot of the same health benefits. You will get, the toning of the muscles. You will get all the heart and lung benefits. It's totally good for you to run either indoor or outdoor. What you might notice over time, like over a relatively speaking long time, and you wouldn't even be able to notice this. Here's the thing that's really funny about this. If you are running indoors over time, let's say 6 months of only running indoors, your body might shape differently than it would have if you were running outdoors. But there's no way to know that because you can't concurrently do two different things. Like you can never do A/B testing on yourself. You can never do like blind testing on yourself by doing two different things concurrently to see what different results you would get. So you'd never really know. You can never really truly tell the difference about I'm totally sorry. There's somebody else that needs to be removed. So fun, you guys. So fun. I love it. All right. I don't know why I'm so amused by this. I really am though. This is one of those weird little things that kind of makes me feel like I've arrived on YouTube. And it also lets me know that at some point in time, I need to have somebody help me moderate these comments. But anyways, the thing about indoor and outdoor running, the thing that you will want to notice is what you want to get out of it. Like what results are you really looking for? If you are looking for general health benefits, feeling good, getting good cardio benefits, learning to run, you're going to get all of those. Like it doesn't matter if your muscles are working slightly different here, slightly different there. If what you're trying to get out of indoor running is the ability to run well outdoors, I will tell you that running can feel very specific in that way. All exercises are. I mean, it's the difference between using like a curling machine versus free weights. Like you're literally doing the exact same thing, but free weights feel very different. Anytime you are personally doing something different, your body will behave differently and feel differently and need to make different adaptations. So if your goal from indoor running is to be able to run outdoors, you will have the skill set, but it will feel very different out of doors. And therefore, in order to be good and feel comfortable out of doors, you're going to want to run outdoors. Generally speaking, you're going to want to train. If you have a specific training goal, you're going to want to train specifically for that goal in that way. I say that, and my husband actually trained for a really long race out in the world, a trail running on a treadmill, because he also has lots of trail running experience. I mean, the more you do anything, the more you'll be able to translate one thing to another. But to answer your question about which muscles, you're using the same muscles, maybe slightly differently. Nick says, thank you so much for all that you do. Mindset work is real and challenging. Why can we compliment others then downplay our own accomplishments, practicing fueling properly? The reason why we can is because we practiced. I mean, this is actually weirdly very related to what I was just saying about indoor running versus outdoor running. We practice all the time because we're told our whole lives that it's really good to compliment other people. So we practice that all the time. That's why it feels hard to compliment ourselves, because we don't practice. That's all it comes down to. When you practice complimenting yourself, it will become easier. It will become second nature. It will become so natural, and you will believe the compliments that you give yourself because you will have so much reinforcement. I started doing this somewhat recently, actually. I started complimenting myself when I see myself in the mirror. I'm like, I'm so pretty. Look at you, pretty girl. And it sounds really goofy to tell you guys this. But if my goofy experience helps you, here you go. I will embarrass myself for this. Every time I look in the mirror now, I don't even have to consciously think about it anymore. I look in the mirror and I think I look pretty. every single time. Even when I have just woken up and my hair is like this and I got eye makeup all over and I don't really look pretty, I think I look pretty because I have practiced telling myself that I'm pretty. There's no objective standard here, just so you know, for those of you who are like, ooh, I don't know if I could tell myself I'm pretty. You guys, I'm never gonna be in a magazine. I'm not that pretty, and yet it doesn't matter. There is no pretty police who are gonna come knocking on my door and be like, you know what? I don't think you should call yourself pretty. And if they did, I wouldn't care. I have the ability to tell myself anything I want to. And it feels really good, by the way, to tell yourself you're pretty, unless you're a man, in which case you might want to use the word handsome. Like, it feels really good to compliment yourself. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? And that's a real question. It's a real question. Have you ever asked yourself why you don't compliment yourself? I'm gonna let you think about that for a minute. Because there's no reason. There's no good reason. How about that? There's no good reason not to compliment yourself. I know some of you are like, ooh, I don't want to get too big for my britches. I don't want to be conceited. I want you to take just a quick moment and compliment yourself. Like, just really quickly right now. You can go with the pretty one because it's really easy. Think about telling yourself, I'm so pretty. Think about how that feels. When you tell yourself I'm so pretty, doesn't that just feel nice? Like, it just feels a little bit happy. It just feels a little bit like, oh, what a nice thing to tell myself. That energy never comes across as conceited. That energy is not going to lead you to telling other people, hey, I'm really pretty, unless you're me and you're doing this right now. But even then, I'm telling you so that you can feel good. Like, you see how that energy inside of me telling myself I'm pretty actually helps you tell yourself you're pretty or handsome? Like, this is what happens when we compliment ourselves. We're worried that it's going to make us like really conceited and really snobbish. People who are really conceited and really snobbish actually don't compliment themselves enough. They don't compliment themselves in a way that feels good. When you compliment yourself in a way that feels good and you feel good, what you will do, instead of projecting how awesome you are to other people, you will project onto other people how awesome they are. You will be far more likely to give other people compliments and to spread your joy and happiness in the world because you feel good. I strongly recommend that you practice specificity and training, my friend. Practice complimenting yourself. It will get easier. You will get better at it. Your brain will adapt to it and it will feel amazing. You guys, it was good stuff. Okay. David says, what advice would you give in order to motivate myself in order to keep going with running? I hate running by myself, and then I don't run because of lack of motivation. You don't run because of lack of motivation. You don't run because you are telling yourself, I hate running by myself. Did you notice that that's a thought? You totally think that you were reporting the news to me. Oh, no. I hate running by myself. I know this. This is true. This is a fact. But it's actually just something you're telling yourself. I know. I'm gonna let that sink in for a minute because it's a little bit mind-blowing when you realize that when you are expressing an opinion about something that you like or dislike, that it's an opinion. It's not a fact. I mean, I already told you it was an opinion because you know, it's an opinion that I hate running by myself. But that means that it's not true. That means that you could think something else. What if you loved running by yourself? What if you found a reason to love running by yourself? Because here's why I love running by myself. I actually don't enjoy running with other people nearly as much as I enjoy running by myself. It's because I listen to really loud music when I am running by myself. It is my time to be in my own head with my super loud rock and roll. And it's just freedom to think what I want to think and do what I want to do in my own brain. And I don't have to be thinking about other people. I often do, but I don't have to be thinking about other people. I love running by myself. And if I needed to, I could change that opinion too. I could find something to love about running with other people. For example, I do actually really love running with my husband and my kids because they're enjoyable company and I love them. So that makes it really easy to think that other thought. So rather than worrying about motivation, don't worry about anything, but really explore why you would tell yourself that you hate running alone when you could tell yourself that you love running alone, or even like it, or tolerate it, or love the results that you get, or love that you can make yourself feel motivated. Like whatever sounds believable right now, start with that. I'm learning to love running by myself. I'm looking for a reason to love running by myself. How about that? Because then every day you'll go out and it's like, what's to love about this? Can I love this? I might be able to love this. All right, I could love this. You know, like you're just exploring. You're looking for a reason to love it. There are lots of reasons to love running alone, just so you know. You guys. Okay, I've got one more minute, which means I am going to answer one more question. Oh, I love this. And this one's, okay, it's a simple question. Is it easy? Not really. Gina says, is peanut butter fattening? I love this question because there is no such thing as fattening foods. And let me clarify this. Anything can be fattening if it's over your calorie target. Your body needs a certain amount of energy every single day to survive, even when you're doing nothing. Like your basal metabolic rate is what it's called, which is how many calories you are burning at rest, doing absolutely nothing. Just because of all of the processes in your body, you have billions of processes going on every minute of every single day. So your basal metabolic rate, I don't know how much you weigh. It's based on how much you weigh. Probably somewhere around 1,500 calories. We'll just leave it at that. I'm going with round numbers here, you guys. We're not doing real science. We're just doing like talk about it science. Okay, if your basal metabolic rate is 1,500 calories, and then you do stuff like you literally stand up once. Okay, you're at 15 to 10. You know, like anything you do, including eating food, standing up, actual exercise, using your brain, doing anything raises the number of calories that you need to take in just to stay alive and stay the same. So let's say that by the time you exercise and you have a job where you stand up once in a while just to go to the water cooler, just to go to the bathroom, whatever. Let's say that what you really need in order to stay the same, to maintain your whole body system, is probably somewhere around like 1,850. Total guess, could be low. But let's say that you need 1,850 calories to stay exactly the same. And then let's say that you ate an apple after your 1,850 that brought you up to 1,950. That apple just became fattening because it was more than your body needed. It's amazing how that works, right? I often have people tell me, oh, I went over my calories today because I had, French fries at lunch. It's like, French fries at lunch didn't put you over your calories. Whatever the last thing you ate during the day was the thing that put you over your calories. Be really, really careful about assigning good or bad attributes to certain kinds of foods. Yes, some foods are absolutely healthier for you than others, but there is no such thing as fattening or like ruining your diet or ruining your calorie target. Food is food. You need a certain amount of it to live. You need a certain amount of it to do all the things that you do in order to lose weight. You want to be in a caloric deficit, but there's not like one food that you can't have or shouldn't have. There might be foods that don't work well for you personally for a variety of reasons. Some people don't react well to excessive sugar. Some people don't react well to carbs. Some people don't react well to apples. I always use this as an example because my husband actually has like a physical gut reaction to apples that is really unpleasant. And it's like the healthiest food in the world, right? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. No, an apple a day would take my husband directly to the doctor because it's problematic. So rather than thinking about good foods, bad foods, fattening foods, diet foods, think about eating foods that work well for you and that help you get to your healthy and or weight loss goals. Okay, that was not a short answer at all. You guys, I love you. I love you so much. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. This was so good today. I loved answering your questions. Thank you all for your support. I totally appreciate it. Thank you all just, for being here and being you. And I hope you heard, even if I didn't answer your question, I hope you heard exactly what you needed to hear so that you can go out and be awesome. I love you, and I'll see you next time.